can so tell. You can so tell, guys. I am a Libra. If you look up the definition of a Libra. But I looked up on, and I will give you the website, but really all you have to do is Google it. So basically it's in Libra, Taurus, and Scorpio, I believe. And I don't know, I think I found a website that goes through how it affects each zodiac sign. But I'm not usually very familiar how it affects each sign. I just know, the basics about a retrograde. So basically, a retrograde, if you didn't know, is when it looks like the planet is in a certain place and it looks like it's going backwards. It's an illusion, but it looks like it's going backwards. Now, as much as the moon has effect on the tides when it's a full moon, it is proven to affect crime rates, the tides, children acting up at school, animals, when farmers actually castrate their animals. I apologize if you don't like animals, hearing stuff like that, but I live where there's a lot of farms, so I apologize. But it's the truth. And it also affects when farmers will plant their seeds sometimes. So, with Mercury in retrograde, I've been burning Palo Santo to cleanse. And I will give you some tips quick before I read about how it could affect you and what you should do and what this particular retrograde means. However, I'm going to light this candle here. I'm trying to be as quiet as possible so I don't have a bunch of banging going on. A lot of people get freaked out when they hear Mercury in retrograde because they believe that it can mean bad things. Things do I think it's what you believe. I think if you don't focus on it too much, then it's just life. But if you focus on it a lot and freak yourself out, you're kind of attracting it. So you should never live in fear, or you should try not to be living in fear. I don't want to be a hypocrite. But anyways, so Mercury in retrograde. Things like appliances can tend to break. Things around the house can tend to break. Things on your car can tend to break. That is, it could happen anytime, really, though. Another thing that people find common around retrogrades is things get brought to the surface. Retrogrades, especially, depending on what planet it's in, people around them, kind of like, take Epsom salt baths, light a lot of candles, try to stay positive, light a lot of incense, and when you light incense, the little trick is to open a window if you can, so that anything bad can get out. But either way, incense has been scientifically proven to kill bacteria, which makes sense because in the bubonic plague, there was a pope that survived the bubonic plague because he locked himself inside of his church, and it was just him, and he put garlic everywhere and burnt a lot of incense. So the garlic plus the incense must have killed the bacteria in the air, if you ask me. But anyways, so burning sage, going throughout your house, I don't think it's necessarily a pagan ritual or a Wiccan ritual. I think it's actually science, like it can cleanse your space. Another thing is to cleanse your space in general, declutter, clean, things like that are very important. Making sure that you're prepared beforehand, or just being careful, maybe just keep to yourself if it's something that really worries you. But like I said, I try not to worry, okay? Don't worry. It'll be okay. Even if bad things happen, sometimes it's necessary, as unfortunate as it is, and I'm always here for you, okay? Hope you like that sound. I kinda do. So, I looked up on my phone so I can give you some better information. This is from mindbodygreen.com, and this says how each sign should handle this Mercury RX retrograde. How each sign should handle this Mercury retrograde, the last of 2021. Okay, so I'm just gonna read the whole thing, okay? Mercury is the planet that governs communication, travel, and technology, and when it goes retrograde, aka appears to be moving backward in the sky. Told ya. All things Mercury related go a bit haywire. We've already had 2 Mercury retrogrades this year, and the third and final retrograde beginning on September 27th and lasting through October 18th. Here's what you need to know about how to prepare based on your zodiac sign according to the Astro Twins. Aries Mercury. Okay, so this is Aries. Sorry. This is Aries. Okay, this is Aries. This Mercury retrograde is all about your relationships. Aries, as it falls in Libra and your 7th house of partnerships. Don't take things at face value in your key relationships, the twin advise. And be especially mindful of the things you say until October 18th. So be careful what you say until October 18th, Aries. I know how you are. I dated one of you. I dated an Aries before. Even the best intentions can get scrambled, so think before you speak. Aries, you really do need to think before you speak. And let your beloved know what you're needing without them having to guess. They add. Taurus. Ooh, you guys are a little stubborn. Just like Aries, but worse. So let's see what this has to say, okay? It's important to zero in on your well-being right now, Taurus, with Mercury turning retrograde in Libra and your 6th house of health, organizing, relaxation and self-care. According to the twins, this is a prime time to focus on fresh produce, supplements, hydration, sleep, and of course, working on managing those stress levels they had. Gemini. I am related to two Geminis, and boo. But I've known some cool Geminis too. I'm just kidding. I'm totally kidding. Mercury rules Gemini, so don't be surprised if this retrograde hits you a bit harder than most. With Mercury turning retrograde today in your 5th house of love and creativity, the twins recommend preparing for things to go sideways in those areas. Mercury retrogrades are notorious for bringing exes back around. Yeah. So, but should that happen to you, don't feel like you have to take their bait they had. Cancer. My daughter and my older sister are Cancers. So, let's see what it says. Trouble at home, Cancer, with Mercury turning retrograde and Libra and your domestic 4th house. The twins warn things could get a little dicey on the home front. Ride out any storms and don't get defensive or go on the offense. With someone who isn't living up to a commitment or is saying one thing and doing another, they suggest until October 18th, try to steer clear of drama, especially at home. Okay. Leo. Oh boy. Leo, I've dated a Leo too. Leo's okay, but stubborn. As if Mercury retrogrades didn't affect communication enough, this one falls in your 3rd house of communication, Leo. The twins say you should have trouble holding your tongue until the messenger planet goes direct on October 18th. When possible, try to postpone any important work calls or potentially emotionally combustible conversations until the cosmic messenger corrects course, they suggest. Okay, so my best friend is a Virgo, and this is what it says for Virgo. Mind your wallet for the next few weeks, Virgo, with Mercury turning retrograde in Libra and your 2nd house of finances. Various fiscal and security issues could come up at this time. The twins note, so be wary of your spending along with what you say. Working with a colleague from your past could bring a sequel success. She was a colleague of mine. The twins add, so feel free to reach out and explore. Libra. That's me, that's me, that's me, that's me, that's me, that's me. Let's hope for good news for Libra, right? Okay. With Mercury turning retrograde in your sign and your 1st house of identity, Libra, words may escape you at this time. They escape me a lot. No need to slip up for a silent meditation retreat, but during this backspin, you'll be presented with opportunities to consider your communication style, the twins say. Consider how you improve things and watch out for your bossy streak. Even if you're speaking in dulcet tones, people won't take kindly to being ordered around. They add, that's not too bad. As I thought, it's not too bad. But I do gotta mind my tongue. Okay. Scorpio, my husband is a Scorpio. This Mercury retrograde falls in Libra in your unconscious and imaginative 12th house, Scorpio. As such, the twins advise being a lot less glib and more introspective, especially in touchy conversations. Even if you feel you have to literally bite your lip over the coming 3 weeks, it can be worth it. Or it will be worth it, they of signs here. Mine is pretty simple. Capricorn. A lot of the ones, it's just being careful of what you say and rethinking things. So Aquarius. Looking to go on an adventure, Aquarius. Double check, even triple check everything on your itinerary. The twins say, with Mercury turning retrograde. In your 9th house of travel, if you don't have any concrete plans, you can always hold off until the messenger planet goes on direct on October 18th. But if that's not an option, the twins add, make hi just confirming your new mantra. Hi just confirming. Hi just confirming. Hi just confirming. Pisces. You've always been an abstract thinker, Pisces, but the truth is not everyone will appreciate your poetic ways this retrograde. With this transit in your secretive and emotionally intense 8th house, the twins say you might want to consider a new approach. If strong feelings come up for you, rather than getting lost in their vortex, take a breath and pause to observe them, they add. Alright, so that is from the mindbodygreen.com, and I will put the website in the description. So, those are just some basics of what a retrograde is, how if you obsess or, I'm going to take a water here, if you obsess or get too afraid, you probably will have worse happen to you. But basically, a lot of retrograde is don't make big decisions, watch what you say, and reflect on your life. So that's a lot of what retrograde is. At least in my opinion. So, and you can prevent things from breaking and going haywire by cleansing with sage, Palo Santo, other things that are used to cleanse spaces. Incense is really good for cleansing space. Palo Santo is an incense. Sage is an incense. You can always get it from a good dealer off of Etsy. Support your local business. Burning candles and saying your prayers. You can also say the Oponopano Prayer. And I'll actually go over that with you right now. Oponopano is the prayer, and I've explained it before. I have a video on it, and I will put it up in a link for you to watch next if you're interested. But this is a good way of getting energy away from you and people you have bad feelings, ill feelings, or you feel like are your enemies. Basically, when you say Oponopano, which is the Hawaiian prayer of forgiveness, you are clearing the energy on your side, saying, you know what, it's basically completely saying, I am sorry, even if you feel like you've done nothing wrong. There's still this energy and tension between you and someone else because you guys feel like you're enemies or something didn't work out. So, Oponopano goes as such. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Oh, I said it wrong. Okay, so it goes, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. And I thank you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. And I thank you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. And I thank you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. And I thank you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. this energy, and whatever they choose to do with it is what they choose to do with it. It is no longer on you. Also, saying this prayer not only eliminates the energy between you, but you have to understand, even if you're absolutely sure you've done nothing wrong, which I've said the prayer when I felt like I did nothing wrong, and I've said it when I felt like I've done a lot wrong. So when you feel like you've done nothing wrong, the prayer is basically saying, you know what, I understand that I'm a person and they're a person. I shouldn't expect anything from them. They shouldn't expect anything from me. We all think differently and go through different experiences. So I am saying sorry if I offended you and I don't know how. Or, something like that, because we really don't know what it's like to be in someone else's shoes or to be someone else. So you're basically saying, I am sorry for that, and please forgive me, and you're removing that negative energy away from you, and you're bringing it, and then that good energy that you tried to put between, either they can choose to keep good energy or to turn it into good energy. They choose what's going to happen with the energy then. It's no longer on you, but you wish them the best. So it's not like you're just giving them bad energy. It's like you're giving them the opportunity to have good energy, and it's their choice what they do with it. So I am sorry. Please forgive me. I love you and I thank you. That is the Hawaiian prayer of forgiveness, or the Oponopano. And it can be very helpful during a retrograde because it sends out a lot of good energy. And it also helps you with conflicts that you may have with people. It's a very powerful ancient Hawaiian prayer. You can look it up, and you can also watch my other video. So, also another thing I wanted to mention, I have sessions booked for my Reiki. However, if you're feeling like you want an attunement or a Reiki session to help you through the retrograde, if you're having a really hard time, or just in general, I am doing sessions for only $20 an hour, because right now I'm starting off. I have some booked, and I'm also willing to do it for feedback on Instagram. However, right now I'm already being paid, so $20 an hour is not bad at all. But I decided I don't want to do it for the money. I'm doing it to help you or whoever my clients are. I do in person and distance. So if you feel like you need some extra help during this retrograde, or during hard times, you want to try an attunement. An attunement does help with a lot. I had to get them done in order to be a Reiki too. So, and I got it done before, and that's what made me want to be a Reiki too, or to be a Reiki professional. So, that is something you could take advantage of. You can either message me on my email, or you can message me on Instagram. I always love when people add me on Instagram or email me, and I have quite a few of you that do. And I really appreciate it because I love the feedback. I love interacting with you guys. And, but yeah, $20. I have a family, so I have to charge. Unfortunately, an hour is a bit of my time. But it is definitely nothing compared to what I've seen. And I mean, love and light to them. They may have much busier lives than I do, and they may be more professional than I am, but this is how I hope to stay. So please email me or message me if you're interested, okay? you can just message me if you're interested. So now I'm gonna actually get out my cards and I'm going to try to do something for the collective, okay, for this retrograde. And we'll see what happens, okay? Alright, let me just pause for a second here. Okay guys, so this is for the collective, and if you don't know what the collective means, that is, I picked 4 cards because they all kind of jumped out at me, and I see a lot of the whole, what we just read about, the signs in retrograde, just warning of things. So basically, I am going to let you know what the collective is. It is a large amount of people, so if you're attracted to this video or anything like this video, that would be, you're part of that collective. Someone who is just like someone who is, attracted, or, feeling like they're attracted to ASMR, that is part of the ASMR collective. The collective is a large group of people who may be going through the same thing or are just a part of a group that it just so happens it speaks out to the big group of people. That's my best way of describing the collective. So, and it is actually a scientific thing too, is they can measure how people are going to react using seismographs or something like that in the collective. I could do a video on that. I'm not going to get too deep into it. So basically, the first card that popped out at me literally is the Fool, and I'm one of them tarot readers. I've been doing it since I was 16. I believe that if something pops out at you, that means you're supposed to take it. Now, it is the Fool, and the Fool is upside down. There are 2 ways to read the Fool, but from what I know and what I believe in the Fool, some people see the Fool as, someone who's starting off anew and is optimistic, and he's got his head to the sky and he's super excited. Whereas I see the Fool as he's almost walking off a cliff, got a dog barking in his leg, as you can see. And he is not paying attention to where he's going, but he is excited for the future, and he doesn't have many possessions, so he took a chance, and he's not watching where he's going. And this card was in reverse, which is not necessarily much better. It's carelessness. It is, it's just basically being careless. And how I see this goes with the whole reading of the astrology signs in the retrograde and how the retrograde is going to affect us. I see this as for the collective. Be careful what you do and be careful what you say, how you say it. Try to be very mindful of what you do. Don't just blindly say something. Don't just blindly do something. That is what the Fool is doing. He is walking off of a cliff. So, I believe that this card means to be very careful about what you do. Then there is the 5 of Swords. Swords represent air and an air sign, and basically there's a couple guys walking away, and I got this card upside down too. It means carelessness, recklessness. It means a disdain, not paying attention, a disdain for others. The carelessness is what really sticks out in my mind, and disdain for others, just like the Fool who is not paying attention to what he's doing and what he really needs to be cautious of what he does. Okay, the 5 of Pentacles is basically saying that you need to be careful what you do to others. Even though I said that with the Fool, I said be careful what you say. It is be careful what you say, but the Fool is more so be careful what you do. Like, let me explain this better. The Fool, I think, is, be careful what you say and how you make your decisions with people. Because I have another card that is about making decisions and travel. So be careful what decisions you make to do, whether it be with a Fool, taking a chance on something or not paying attention to what you're doing, whether it be something you say or something you do. Be careful, okay? And the Five of Swords, be careful how you treat people. Be careful how you don't be cocky, don't be careless. Just because someone's walking away or you think you've got everything that you need does not mean that you have the right to act a certain way towards people. It's not going to end well, okay? The next one is the Two of Wands and the I'm going to show you the Five of Swords. Okay, see how you got two people going away. You got two swords that are connected to the earth and two swords that he's holding up high. He feels like he's defeated those people, but this card was reversed like this. So that means basically he's got three swords, I'm sorry. Three swords, he's holding one right there. That means he's being kind of careless, and you can see the smug look on his face, like he's defeated, but it doesn't look like he's defeated in a good way. Defeated people. In reverse, he's just being smug, and you need to be careful how you treat people during this time, not just with what you say, but how you do things, just like the Fool. It's funny because all of these kind of seem related. Okay, and the next one is the Two of Wands, and as you can see, he's holding something in his hand. He's got a wand in front of him that he's holding like he's waiting for something to come get him. This card typically represents travel, and right now during a retrograde, you really don't want to. You want to be careful about how you travel. Now is not the best time to travel. Certain signs it said that you want to be careful about traveling right now because of money. Retrograde typically isn't the time to make big decisions or to have like super vacations. It's a time to reflect. It's a time to be careful what you say, what you do, and to reflect on yourself and to be nice to other people and things like that. But it's basically saying that travel could come your way. The opportunity to move, the opportunity to travel, it could come your way, but be very careful with the retrograde because this is not the time typically to do it until October 18th, okay? Okay, then we got the Knight of Swords. So basically, the Knight of Swords typically represents someone who has a lot of confidence and he has the sword and he's ready to go. A knight is considered like an older male, not like the emperor, but he is a middle-aged male, maybe, I would say, whereas the page is a younger male or female. This can represent a female too, by the way, but it is male. So basically, he is, what did it say? He's ready for new things. He's ready to fight. He's ready to actually really like the cards that popped out at me. They basically popped out at me. Because it says here, for the oracle cards, the Starseed oracle cards, it says, wait. Wait, 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 wait. It's not yet time. Things are being woven. So during the retrograde, because I did this in the collective, I did this reading for the collective, that means that you shouldn't really do too much during the retrograde. You shouldn't make big decisions, travel, or say things you don't mean, or you should really reflect on that and wait until the retrograde's over. So wait. It's not time yet, okay, guys? And then as for my chakra love, it said listening. If you want to be heard, you need to learn to listen. Just like it said in the retrograde for each sign it basically said you need to be careful and you need to learn to listen. Or you need to be careful what you say. You need to be careful what you say and you need to listen, because that will help you when retrograde is over, or if you have to say something you don't necessarily, to be more careful what you say during this retrograde so that it doesn't cause huge problems. Okay? So you need to learn to listen, and then after the retrograde, if you can avoid having any kind of a serious talk until October 18th, I believe it was, then you will probably have more success than with the retrograde. So that is just some advice there. And I want to show you guys one more thing for the retrograde, because I get a lot of questions about it. Like I said, there are certain gemstones and crystals you can wear, and this is a selenite wand. It was carved. I bought it special off of Etsy. And selenite, kyanite, I have a black kyanite, regular, blue kyanite, things like that. They tend to absorb negative energy, so you can carry a small selenite, run in your purse or your pocket, or even this, you could